we were thinking about using our greenhouse space through the wintertime. And many people grow in the ground. And so we figured is what we could do, because we had crates, is let's grow above ground in portable crates so that we can then move them around and harvest up here instead of leaning over. And so Don and I tried this just experimentally as a prototype to see if this is something that was going to work. If it worked for us, then it probably worked for other people. So we took the idea of creating these soil-filled containers and seeding them out and then growing them in a greenhouse through the wintertime. Now some of these greenhouses were heated, probably about 40 to 45 degrees, but we had heat running in the greenhouse anyway because of our plants that were in there. So we were just taking advantage of what we had on site. So we grew them out. Donna's been harvesting November, December, January, all the way up, and we're still harvesting. But we've rotated through new crates, so one expires and then we just start all over again with another crate, so we keep a rotation going. And that's where we're at.
So tell me about the preparation of the crate.
All right. We were using the Dutch bulb crates, which are the plastic edged ones, and those are so durable. But when we line those with either newspaper or cardboard just to get something going, hold the soil in there. And then we decided that if we wanted to offer something to a customer, that we would create a frame. And this is just basically wood. And then we'll put a tray in the bottom of this, fill it with soil, and then create our rows, seed it, tamp it down, put it in a germination house, germinate them, then we'll put them in a cooler house after they germinate, and we'll have them all ready for a customer. They're seeded, germinated, ready to grow. They get to pick their 3 rows of certain lettuce or their greens, whatever it is that we have available for them. They get to choose. So it's a variety of either lettuce or just typical salad greens. All right, so Cameron, what we do is basically take the liner, which is a 10-20 tray that every greenhouse operation has available. It's a solid one, we just drop it in. And then we'll fill this up with soil to about maybe an inch from the top. Now some people will say, have you treated the wood? And we actually have treated the wood. I went online to see if I can find something that was organically approved, and the USDA, Department of Forestry Service, recommended that we take linseed oil, boiled linseed oil, turpentine, and add some paraffin. And so what we basically have is a container whose wood has been preserved, and it's apparently, from what I read, should be perfectly fine. There'll be no transfer of any harmful chemicals to the soil, so that we can maintain a very organic approach to this entire program of these box greens. And that's the key, is the organic nature of these. When we fill these, we're going to use a Maine compost from the coast of Maine. So we use their lobster compost with our soilless mix, about a 50-50 ratio. And that's then our base for then seeding the entire unit. And all a customer really should have to do is simply water them, get the right location, and harvest the greens when they're ready. That's it. When they're done with this product, when they think they've harvested all they can, they come back, return this either to get their deposit back or to switch it out for another. And so they just keep rotating through. And hopefully they can keep this going till November, December. And if luck should have it, maybe January and February like we did this year. So. Alright, so Cameron, these are the containers. These are the bulb crates that we were prototyping, just to get this idea flushed out, see if it's going to work. But the idea here is we bring them into the house where we have warmer temperatures. We get the germination going a little quicker than it would be if it were outside where it's a bit cooler and the soil temperatures are down around the 40 or 50s. So here's your 3 rows of one item. This is just the greens, and then we have 2 rows of lettuce and another 2 rows of lettuce, and this is a mixed batch of lettuce in here. And that's what we're doing right now. And then we'll take these, and then once these germinate, we get them out of the warm house and we drop the temperature into another house, and we'll grow them on until a customer's ready to buy it. So Cameron, if we take those trays that we just saw where the seeds just beginning to germinate, and we look at them 3 weeks later, this is what we have. And a customer could now buy this because they're pretty certain what's in here, You can see 4 rows of the lettuce, and then we have got 3 rows of the greens. And you can almost start picking this if you wanted to. Let it go a little bit longer just so you have a little more bulk in what's available. And I'd like to see a flush of leaves so that when you cut these back, you have a good crown to produce new foliage. And that's what that's all about, producing new foliage. Now, as I said to you, these are all organic. No sprays have been applied of any type that would not be approved by the MAFCA or the USDA. And hopefully a customer will only be able to water these if they want to use something like a fish fertilizer on them. They're welcome to. But we think the compost combination soilless mix should be adequate to take them through their cycle. But if they're not, then they can just add some fish fertilizer or some other organic tea blend to get these to grow a bit more. And they might be able to get 3, maybe 4 harvests out of this before this expires. They bring it back, they can clean it out if they want to, or we can simply go ahead and clean it out for them. We'll replace some of the soil mix and we'll seed them again, and we'll just keep rotating them through. Very recyclable, highly sustainable. Because your location is perfect, that back patio.
Yeah.
Or even the side porch that you have, the front entrance porch.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfect spot, because that's a good heat collector right there.
Yeah. That'd be great. Well, I'll take one.
All right.
Take this.
You get the, sure. Now here, try this. Try this first. Try bite.
Now, what
Just
is
make sure.
this?
It looks like kale.
Nice and crisp.
Yeah.
And sweet, too.
So you